Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped. Welcome to Winkworth Farm near Malmesbury. Behind me is the all-new VW Touareg, and at the moment it's very clean, but a bit later on in this video we're going to be getting it very, very dirty. Now, would you believe it? We first saw the VW Touareg way back in 2002. This car is over 20 years old. Now, the Gen 1 Touareg actually shared its platform with Porsche Cayenne, and both cars were very important to VW and Porsche respectively. This was VW's first foray into the world of SUVs, and since then, the world has gone SUV mad. The cars evolved over the years, but this latest generation of Touareg offers a huge amount of technology and some really cool features. Now, in today's very busy day, we're going to hopefully experience this car both on the road, and a bit later we're going to be getting it dirty off-road as well. I've borrowed the R. This is the top spec Touareg. It's got 462 PS, it's got a hybrid drivetrain, and this particular car is in lapis blue. Now, if you follow the channel, you may well remember I had an Arteon R on the channel recently in the same colour. Absolutely beautiful colour for a car, this. But it's a very busy day. We've got very limited times with the cars. I'm actually buddying up with a mate of mine, Nick O'Leary, who I will introduce to you very shortly. But let's go and put this car to the test on the road. We're going to have a look at some very interesting features. It's got a park assist feature and a trailer assist feature I want to try and show you. And then we'll finish up the day at Castle Combe smashing this off-road, because according to the VW press team, this car is brilliant off-road. It has a range of off-road driving modes that we will put to the test. But let's, while the sun is shining, get out on the road and see what this 462 PS feels like. Touareg is VW's flagship model and technology showcase. There are 3 trim levels. Elegance is now available as a plug-in hybrid with 20-inch wheels, leather, 4-zone climate control, pan roof and HD matrix lights. The Black Edition comes as petrol or diesel with a black pack, air suspension, park assist and 21-inch wheels. The range-topping R is a plug-in hybrid on 22-inch wheels and all the toys. Pricing is the same as the outgoing models. The Elegance from £68,950 on the road, Black Edition from £67,780 on the road, and the R from £80,510 on the road. Okay, out and about on a very short route that I don't know where it's going exactly, and I don't know what the roads are going to be like, but we are in the Touareg R. Hybrid motor, over 400 horsepower, loads of torque. I'm not so sure it's going to be... Remember when the Gen 1 Touareg came out, they did a V10 version, which at the time was the most torquey engine you could buy. I think it was 750 Newton meters, which, don't get me wrong, in today's money is still massively, massively torquey. But it was so much power and so much torque. You may remember that they actually got the Touareg to pull a 747 jet on the tarmac. We're not going to get to do that today, although we are going to see this car towing, a bit like that Land Rover just there. So in the short route I've got on road, I think it's going to be quite difficult for me to get my head around this car completely. Initial impressions of the interior is it's a very premium feeling place. It has a lot of echoes of Tiguan that I saw recently when I went out to Germany to see the first reveals of that. The MMI system for sure has lots and lots of rollover. This car also has the same HD matrix lights that the Tiguan had. If you've seen my Tiguan video, I absolutely swooned about those things. I thought they were an amazing bit of technology. Exactly the same technology on this new Touareg. Now, it depends on how long we're going to be at the off-roading this afternoon as to whether or not it gets dark, because the clocks have gone back, so it is getting dark earlier. But yeah, it's a nice place. Now, one of the things though, for me, this market segment of car, it's a big SUV, it's comfortable, it's spacious. Oh, we're going to go left here. Oh, this looks like a nice bit of road. In fact, let me just enjoy this bit of twisty. Good turn of pace. Big old car, it's nice and wide, it's got plenty of mass to it, but well, they've clearly taken us down here for a reason. But yeah, as I was saying, this type of car for me, it's got that practicality and scale to put loads of stuff in to get the family in, but with the off-road credentials, with the towing credentials, as an ex-horse owner, when I competed on at eventing for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, and believe me, when you tow a horse box in an SUV, the SUV becomes a dumping ground for all kinds of dirty kit, you know, saddles and boots and clothing. So you do kind of want it to be a bit utilitarian, and what I would say, this car inside is very premium looking, and I'd feel a bit guilty getting it really, really dirty. Okay, let's try this manual override. It gets a wiggle on. Now, as I've already mentioned, that this R version does start at £80,000 there or thereabouts, which is a lot of money. But I'd be putting this up against something like the new Cayenne from Porsche. I know they've evolved on separate paths nowadays, but it's that kind of car, and you know, you're talking a little bit more than that for the new Cayenne. And then if you were to compare it with something like my Hendy Long-Termer Defender, well, they're kind of 70 odd plus. Oh, here comes the rain. That definitely means this car is going to get dirty later. Now, very unusually on a car review, I actually have a chauffeur. I say, James, sorry, Nick, rather, could you take me to Winkworth?
Yes, of course.
Oh, yes. So I thought it'd be a brilliant opportunity to test out the rear cabin space. And as you'd imagine, in a big SUV like this, there's plenty of it. Now, this seat is a little bit forward, but to be honest, in the driver's seat, there's so much space, I had to pull my seat forward a little bit, and that's me with my big, long legs. Loads and loads of passenger room. I've got all the luxuries I'd want. I've got my own climate control functions down there. Yeah, it's a nice place actually, and we can kind of just see over there, we've got Nick's driving position. He's kind of enjoying himself just there, making sure he's sticking to all the speed limits, of course. And then also, just this is the life of sharing a car on a press event, is we've got some major GoPro action going on. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 GoPros in here. But yes, it's a very, very comfortable place to be in the back. Very comfortable indeed. Hey mate, put it into sport mode and give it some berries.
Hold on.
That'll do. That'll do very nicely. Now, we have done a quick driver swap. This is Nick, by the way. Say hello to YouTube, dude.
Hello.
So, one of the things I did want to have a quick go at is sport mode, and that taps into all of the 462 PS. So you've got a little rotational dial here. It does your on-road drive modes, and it also does your off-road drive modes as well. And then the central button menu allows you to change between hybrid drive and pure EV and so on. But we're now in sport mode. I'm actually going to just drop it down on the manual box just so I don't get a really sluggish kick down into maybe second. It's pretty quick, isn't it? I mean, that's as quick as you want to be. It's certainly going to get you into trouble with the old bill. But yes, let's head back to Winkworth, and as I've promised now 3 times, let's park this car and stick a horse box on the back. Oh, that's the speed bong. That's the speed bong thing.
What's your favourite speed
This is
bong?
not good. Turn down here. What's it like in the back, mate?
Lovely.
Is it nice and comfy?
Absolutely.
Nice and luxurious?
I'm just loving having a driver.
So yeah, these events, it's always good actually when you get to share a car with another creator, just to watch everybody's techniques. Now I'm going to put Nick's details below, so head on over. It's just Nick, you just search Nick O'Leary, you're going to find you, right?
Yeah.
So you did the same thing as Joe, you just use your name. That's a much more sensible thing.
Well, it has pros and cons if you just use your name.
I know, I should have just done that instead of Petrol Ped.
I like Petrol Ped though.
Yeah.
Petrol Ped's a good name.
Oh, good. Thank you, mate. You can come again. So Nick O'Leary, just had him out because you are, like I'm about to hit 200,000 subscribers, you are not that far from getting your plaque, your 100,000 subscriber plaque.
I reckon you'll hit 200 this year.
I reckon you'll hit 100,000 this year. Let's do it together.
All right.
Come on. So go on, subscribe to Nick now. Help him get to 100k. Definitely. I'm now going to get in the passenger seat of the car and parallel park it. So with the app, I'm going to select parking. I am going to do a few disclaimers. Reverse park, parallel. So I'm just going to literally push this button here, hold my finger down, and then with a bit of luck, oh, this is so weird. Look, Ma, no hands. Oh man, this is just too weird. I wonder if you could use this on your driving test. I think they'd probably have a bit of a sad on if you did. And this is a tight space. We've set these cars up really closely together on purpose. But there you go. Car is parked. Wow. Just as the rain comes down. That's pretty good parallel parking, that. Not bad for an app. Now then, I've towed many a trailer in my time. I had a horse for 10 years and I absolutely love reversing trailers. But for many people, that is the ultimate nightmare. Many a time at a horse show, I've been asked to jump into a car to reverse it around a corner for somebody. But this car has trailer assist, and I'm going to try and demonstrate it now without crashing the horse box that is behind the Touareg. So if I put the car into reverse, on the main screen, by the kind of drone view from above, there's a little button that I push to start the trailer assist mode, and then I'm actually going to control the direction the trailer's going to go with a little jog wheel that you would normally use to set the door mirrors. So if I start going backwards slowly, if I push this to the right, the display on the screen is showing the car that I want the trailer to go to the right, but to do that in here you'd have to put the opposite amount of lock on. So as I go backwards, I'm not touching and I can increase the amount or the angle of attack of that trailer. I can still keep an eye on it, and then as I'm going round I might want to just gentle the turn out a little bit. I'm not doing anything at all with the steering wheel. This is just genius. I'm going to put even more lock on it now. It's going to go round and round. Now I'm going to start straightening up. I'm going to straighten up, and now what should happen as I straighten up is the steering wheel goes the other way, and I can now back the... This is just so cool. Now if I pull the joystick back towards me, that will then make the trailer perfectly straight with the car, and it should now just go back in a perfectly straight line without me touching it. And that's just genius. I thought the self-parking thing was good, but to be honest, I've got a lot of pride, and let me just make sure that's in drive. I do like parking things myself, but I appreciate that driving with a trailer and parking a trailer is a tricky thing. It's a skill that you need to learn. And Nick sat in the back because you're not old enough to drive trailers, are you, mate?
Unfortunately not.
I got my driving license a long time ago, so I can drive trailers. But that is genius, absolute genius. And I didn't crash it. And the guy from VW sat next to me. He's really happy about that, aren't you, mate? Okay, I have had my orientation around the off-road little course we've got here. So the car's currently in its highest ride height. It's on road tyres, and I have to say I've done quite a few of these. I've done quite a bit of off-roading, and it's very impressive. It's not, I don't know whether I expected it to be this good, but I don't think it's a car you would instantly associate with being very, very capable off-road. And it is, quite simply. Very high ride height, but I think for me the bit that's impressive is the traction I'm getting from standard road tyres. It's not jacked up in any way. It's not got, you know, off-road tyres. It's very much like the Land Rover experience centres do. They just run the cars like you would do out of the showroom. And I think for me that's the most impressive bit. There's a huge amount of undulations coming into this water here. It's pretty deep. The car will wade up to around about 1 metre in depth, which is deep, and way beyond what most people would ever need to achieve, really. And then if you come down this bit here, I don't know whether you'll see it on camera, but there's a really deep ruts either side where the wheels are, and the car's not grounding out at all. If we come up this hill, which is steep, I mean, it looks a good 25% incline, probably more than that. Mick will probably maybe know, 25, 30%, something like that. So if I come up here, just on the throttle, and I'm about here, I'm just going to literally let the throttle off, and then I've not got my foot on the brake, it's just holding itself on the hill. Perfectly okay. In fact, it's 17 degrees because there's an indicator on the dash. And then just up we go. 20, 21. So yeah, 22. Just maxed out at 22 degrees. That, which is very impressive. Then we come up here. This is a good car off-road. Wow. Wow. Now we'll come down here and do, so it has hill descent control. So we just crest this just here, little tap of the brakes just as the front end goes light, and then we'll just drive it off there, and I'm just going to take my feet off the pedals, and then it's literally just braking for itself. My feet aren't on the pedals at all. That's it. That, in a very short lap, gives you all you need to know about the off-road capabilities of the new Touareg. It's really very good. really very good. Well, there you go. The end of a fantastic day playing with a new Touareg. I have to say, I've been to Castlecombe many times to drive on the circuit, which is just over there, but I've never been off-roading. And although it was only a short little circuit, very challenging, very technical, and it really put this car to its paces. But if I summarise the day, when we started off this morning with the hybrid R version, lots of power, very good performance, really nice on-road manners, although it was only a short test drive. And you can see the car in the background coming down that descent using the hill descent control. Absolutely incredible thing. I love the self-parking feature. My highlight of the day has to be the trailer assist feature. That is such a clever bit of technology. And as someone who used to tow a lot, a very, very useful thing to have if you're not that confident reversing a trailer, especially when you get to an event and all eyes are watching and you've got to back into a little space or get yourself out the car park. Very, very useful. But then we come to the off-roading capabilities. And I have to say, I wasn't expecting this car to be as good as it was. It's on standard road tyres. We've got the extra ride height you can see here, which gave it a lot of ground clearance. You can see that car going off again, covered in mud, just as it should be. But there's some really deep ruts on that course, and I didn't have any grounding out. Very capable off-road performance. So I'd love to know what you think of the new Touareg. Big thanks to VW for the invite today, because I've had a huge amount of fun, because we've managed to put the car through lots of different tests. But yeah, if you enjoyed that one, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. Final shout out of the day, big thanks to Nick, who's behind the camera, for all his help with me filming. But I'm going to maybe have a quick go around the course one more time before it gets dark. Anyway, see you on the next film, guys. You take care. Drive safe.